Hi everybody and welcome to part 2 of the workshop roof completion. This bit we do the other half of the roof and the hip end and finish along the ridge. So let's jump straight in. So the scaffolding has been moved. So there's the gable end. And it now wraps round to this side. I'm just going to turn around very carefully. And now we're on this side of the roof. With all of that to do now. Safely covered under the tarpaulin. Goes all the way along the length. And up the other side. There we go. So work starts tomorrow. Whoa, that's a big one. That was a good one. Okay. Oh.
Never try to save it. It's not worth it.
We thought we were going to have to rebuild the wall, but actually the wall is fine. It's just the wall plate, which is this piece of wood. Oh, let me just hold the phone. Hang on. This piece of wood here, which runs across the whole way along, which all the beams slot into, all the way across, That's actually rotted here. So we have to replace from here across to here. And then we will do our normal cementing and securing all these stones here. Obviously these 3 beams here, let me come out a bit. Those 3 beams have to be replaced because they're all rotted at the bottom. They're not even touching anything, and actually they matched where we had to replace the ridge beam at the top, so they've all rotten away at the top. So those 3 beams will have to come out completely. We'll chop off the tops and the bottoms, and we will reuse those for other areas of the renovation. But actually we're quite pleased because that's nowhere near as big a job as we were hoping, so that's a plus. The trick is to get the claw of the hammer underneath the little nails on the battens, and then you kind of lever them up. There we go, and then just rip them off. And then you take out any nails that are left on the big beams so that you don't lean on them. So top bit's finished. Except for that one there. Ooh. It's got all little compartments and layers and everything.
It's clever, aren't they?
Right, day 2. Today is all about repairs. You can see there we've cut the end bit of the rotten wall plate. It needs to be replaced along here. That beam is supported and will need to be chopped off there and fixed up. That bit of rotten wall plate has been taken out. We've propped up the beam on some tiles, so this piece will need to be replaced today. Then at the hip end, things were slightly worse than we'd anticipated. We've chopped off the end of the rotten hip end. You can see it's quite rotten there, and there and right at the top. This whole beam will now have to come out, and the wall plate across here had to be taken out as well because it was a little bit worse than we'd anticipated. So what we're going to do is we're going to clean all of the tops of the walls today and concrete everything in and fix everything and put the the replacement wall plates in, and then that will all need to go off before we can start fixing the new beams in. So a bit of a fiddly day, but exciting nonetheless. So this is the hip inside, and that's the side that we removed all the tiles yesterday. All nice and clean, ready for the cement.
Are you coming? Can you make it? Oh, it's a bit of an overhang. Are you? Oh.
Supervisor caught sleeping on the job. Barry? Whew, first day up on the roof for well over a week. There's just been horrible rain for ages. So I'm just going to take you around and show you what we've done today, prep for tomorrow. So John finished all the battens. So what we've done today is we've spent time cutting half tiles. if you look near the top of the roof, those ones along the very, very top are half tiles. And then along the edge down there, you need half vertical tiles. So we spent time sorting through and cutting those. And we've stacked a load ready for tomorrow. This side is slower than the other side because it's not just a question of throwing the tiles up. We have to make a mortar mix, and that has to go on the top. And the ridge tiles, these long ones here, have to be laid along the top. And you can't, because everything, normally you would tile from the bottom up because everything has to tuck in underneath. But on this side, you've got to do it from the top down, which is slightly trickier because that bottom row, as you can see, we will now have to lift that tile and slot these underneath. So it is a bit trickier. But we're all set. We've got all the tiles ready around there and here. Here's the half ones here. Whoopsie. They go along the edge here. Lovely. So we are all set. We are hoping, we've got, today's Wednesday, I lied, today's Tuesday. We've got tomorrow, Thursday and Friday, and half of Saturday before the rain comes again. So we're really hoping we can finish tiling this side, and that will leave just the hip end. Oh, God, trying not to trip over the tiles while I'm recording. We'll leave just the hip end to do, which is a little triangular bit. I think I'm going to shoot into the sun if I go around the corner now. There we go, it's not too bad. It's a little triangular bit, and then we are done. Then we are done. So see you tomorrow. Come on then. Come on. Hmm.
Okay. This is when I fall off.
No, you're not going to fall off. Last piece of board. Is it going to fit?
Yes, it is.
Yay! In?
Yeah, that's it. Yep.
Fabulous! Woohoo! We are boarded! Rudy. Rudy.
Right. All right. Just go to you a little bit. Push it down now. Okay. Last one together. I'll do that once we're in. All right. If you come out, if you're not careful, you see.
Yeah.
So, if we stop.
Last bit of mortar going on the ridge end. The two hips are finished. And we found a little funky thing which we're going to put on the ridge intersection. Oh, exciting.
Yeah.
How many buckets have you brought up the ladder today, John?
About 20.
How much does each bucket weigh?
That's 2 tons.
The last few felt like 2 tons. About 7, 8 kgs?
15.
Yeah, okay.
Sit on. And
Alrighty. Look at that. Look at that. I'm glad we found that. It looks great. Now you just go around and fill all those edges with the mortar.
Yeah, just point it off.
Tell me when you're declaring done.
Hey?
Tell me when you're declaring done.
Good brush in, that'll be fine.
Fabulous. Looks wonderful. Thank you, my love.
In. We need a Slim Jim of some kind.
So end of the first tiling stint this morning, and as you can see, the scaffolding is clear. However, we have some here that don't have the teeth at the top. They can be used if we drill 2 holes in them and then hook the 2 nails over the batten. And we have a few here that have all of these bits here, which we can still use if we adjust them with the friendly angle grinder. So it's not going to be enough to finish that space. However, we do have a little stash down there, although that's still not going to fill that gap, is it, John? Those are normal tiles, and the ones at the back are the toothless ones where we have to nail them, put the 2 nails in. So we're going to stop for a coffee and keep our fingers and toes crossed and see how we go. So we have now definitely finished with all the tiles that we've got here on the scaffolding. We've worked our way down. It's just after midday. We literally have that little spot, and it looks so tiny, but we've estimated, how many was it, John? 70 to 75 tiles. I mean, it doesn't look like a lot, but damn it. So we're gonna go raid the cottage now. Wish us luck. I'm sure we can find 70 to 75 tiles. Okay. Okay, here we go with the last slither of a tile. The spacing got very, very tricky at the end, so here we go, laying the last tile. Is it going to fit? Is it going to fit?
No.
Damn it! Okay, so slight adjustment. Let's try that again. Okay, ready? Starting to come across the top there. Yes. Okay, let's call it done.
It's done.
So the scaffolding's all been taken down, and now it's completely free again around the outside. And then I'll walk around the front. It's very wet. There we go. All gone. No, 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 come here. Alright. So I think that should be it. Alright.
Yeah. Well done. There you go. Good done.
Good. Okay, that should be right. Thank you for being patient.
It's a story as well. It's not just a renovation.
Yeah.
It's a story for you now. Here you go, Kinky. Pharaohs had their pyramids. Kinky, you've got your one.
Hello, beautiful boy.
That's good, right?